Other questions? Yes, right here in the middle.
Thank you. So many of you have found your success by finding gaps in the telecom market and satisfying those particular needs. Some are doing that right now still. There's one area that has been sorely neglected, and that's the access network, in which each of you every day face challenges at your own levels of dealing with getting bandwidth to the customer, from the point of presence to the customer. The United States were challenged with longer loop lengths and smaller densities, unlike Europe and a lot of Asian countries. And so we continue to do things like milk the copper we have in the ground that's been planted there decades ago, or do things like spectrum reclamation, like Project Cavalry that Comcast has done. What we really need to do, though, is figure a way to drive more fiber beyond the 22.1% it is we're experiencing in North America. One of the ways to successfully do that is to allow municipalities to get into the infrastructure business and to take control of their own destiny and put in infrastructure and allow service providers access on a non-discriminatory basis. And what I was wondering is how each one of you, from your own perspectives, could address that and how it would benefit your business, or whether you'd support such an effort.
I'm a capitalist, not a socialist. I don't want my municipalities.
Okay, let me put one caveat on that. Not in a taxpayer neutral fashion.
I think I'm a fan of small government, not big government. I think the government should do, whether it's local or national or statewide. There's essential things that we need the government to do, and there's things that the government shouldn't do. And building fiber networks in municipalities with taxpayer money with the idea that they're going to do good, usually it doesn't work that way. And that's a personal opinion, but certainly when they build a network and they have extra fiber, we'll take advantage of it. I think we're doing that with one municipality right now in Colorado. That's great when it happens and we can take advantage of it, but I'm personally just not a fan of government and taxpayer money and publicly employed employees doing stuff that's outside of what's necessary for government to do.
I agree with Dan, frankly, that it's really not in the core competency, from what I've seen in the past, of a governmental agency to manage, to build, to operate a fiber network. It's noble in its thought, but it's really not a core competency or capability. You can build fiber infrastructure, and we've seen a lot of this over the past 10 or 15 years where it's built in the wrong places, it's not managed the right way, it's stranded investment. It is a skill and a core competency, and I just have not seen a municipality that's really done a good job at that over the past 20 years.
The precursor is probably looking at Muni Wi-Fi, for example. That hasn't really turned out too well. That kind of really gets that notion of core competencies.
As a customer, I can tell you that when we buy fiber in that manner, we expect to have turnaround times between 30 and 60 days. I just can't even fathom a municipality answering the phone call and jumping on board.
Well, they'll answer the phone call within 30, 60 days.
They might within 30, 60 days. That's true.
Yeah, I think, we feel very similarly. I certainly do that. It seems like a problem for industry to solve rather than for any local government or state government to go solve. And I think if anything, the industry is consolidating. Right, we're seeing good consolidation because of the fact that it's hard to operate these things, and some companies do them well, some companies don't, and many companies here are taking advantage of the fact that is the case, and boy, I think that's going to be the path going forward. And I see the state government stay out.
The only thing I would throw out, though, is there are opportunities to partner, and I think one of the things we don't do well today across the country is figure out how, when the streets are open, we get fair warning and advance notice and manage rights of way strategies, and I think there's other things that we could do to partner better instead of having the municipality build it and own it and operate it themselves.
Let's take one more question. I know we're running a little bit over. Way in the back. The back shall be first.
What is 4G technology going to do for or to your businesses?
Oh, we love it. We love it. 4G technology is the next kind of generation of wireless kind of spectrum that is used to power devices like this and devices like what Jim has, the iPad. It just brings a lot more wireless bandwidth to the hands and to individuals. Companies like us, we build infrastructure that supports that, including extending fiber to a lot of locations that don't have fiber today. We at Zayo and others on the panel do a lot of construction of fiber networks to cell towers because of the booming demand caused by these types of devices, and 4G is just going to accelerate that on steroids. So it gives us the opportunity to do more business for the wireless carriers to support the underlying demand that is enabled by those very high-powered wireless networks.
To build on that a little bit, all wireless networks are wireline networks. The question is where. So with 4G in spectral efficiencies, there's still a spectrum shortage out there. So as a wireline provider, there's an immense opportunity to feed those cell sites. What we're also seeing as well, just as far as trends are concerned, is a device explosion and also a connected device explosion. So from a behavioral perspective, the consumption of bandwidth just seems to be insatiable. So our point of view is that it's a tsunami out there. We're happy to serve that business from a fiber to the cell perspective, similar to what Dan's talking about as far as a business model. And right now we're serving right now 4,000 towers, and we can't build fiber to a large extent quick enough for certain customers out there as they look to ramp up their 4G initiatives.
We'll help you.
Thanks, Dan.
We love it, and as you think back, we used to look at business as the place that drove enterprise specifically, place that drove most of the traffic and a lot of the innovation, the new features that we have to build as companies, as telecom companies, and that has completely changed. Most of the traffic is coming from the consumer, and most of the features and the new requirements are coming from the consumer. So anything, especially 4G, that pushes more and more capability and more access out to the edge is a great thing for our business and for all of our businesses, especially level 3. I think we've been the core backbone provider for such a long time, and we think it is absolutely the right thing. We want to see more of it and want to see as much investment as possible.
Excellent. Well, I certainly would like to thank the audience in Silicon Flatirons for having us out here this evening. I understand that this is the second largest gathering. I guess Ted Turner did better. Can't understand why, but Ted Turner did better. So hopefully you enjoyed tonight's session. The panelists are going to be hanging around here for a while. So if you want to mingle and ask questions that you didn't have a chance here in the open forum to do so, I encourage that, and thank you.
And thank you, Don.
You can help us build those networks? Excellent. It was fun.